Alright, so today I will be doing a full guide on Neo Warfare X skin making. So as you may know, there is a customize tab in Neo Warfare X, and you can do a few things in here. You can change the color of your aircraft. Sometimes you have multiple parts that you can change. For example, you can change this kind of nose, cockpit I guess area. You can change the color of the whole aircraft, and you can also change the vertical stabilizers. So I'm going to be giving you a tutorial on how to make skins. So on a lot of videos that include skins, sometimes it's just normally people playing Neo Warfare X, you will see a ton of comments asking, hey, how do you make skins? How do you do that? Where can I buy skins? That kind of stuff. Well, down here, there is a tab that says Insignia. This Insignia tab has a decal ID, which you can insert by going to Create, Decals, and here you can make your own decals. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Upload them to here, and then you can open the page of the decal you made, copy the decal ID, which is this number right here, after library and before the name of it. Paste that number, click the plus, and a decal or image will appear, and you can move this around and place it wherever you want on your aircraft. This this whole area over here, you don't really have to worry about. That's just that's the coordinates of where your decal is. So you don't have to worry about that. And you can change the way of movement by clicking on the Translate, Rotate, and Resize tabs. So if you click on Rotate, you can rotate it using this. You can also rotate it using these number values right here. This gives you the value of rotation. You can also resize them by doing this, and you can resize them using the numbers on the side as well. This number right here will just displace it, so you can make it like move away from the center of the decal box. Usually keep that at 0. You don't want to mess with that usually. So these colors are really ugly, so let's go fix that real quick. Let me fix that. Okay, cool. So the first thing you want to do is, if you don't have Photoshop or don't know how to pirate/crack Photoshop, you can go look that up. But there's this free program that works pretty much the same way. It's called paint.net. Just search that up. Open up this website. It looks super sketchy, but don't worry about it, because this is completely safe. Just click here and then click this version right here. Not the Windows 10, get the free version. You can click on this, it'll give you a download executable or zip file. You can open that up and run this installer. I already have paint.net, so I'm not going to go through that. So let's just close this, close this, close this. So the first step you want to take is, first of all, get reference photos. There's a few websites which you can find by going into the Flight Simulator Discord. And you can ask for help around the skins and stuff. There's a skin hub where you can go to resources, and people will sometimes post stuff in here. There's also resources for new creators, which includes a ton of stuff, which you can go grab. For now, let's just do something basic like 41. Just search it up. Right, so this is a very complex skin. So you can kind of do whatever, but the basic aspect of it is to grab a clear photo, high resolution one, and what you can do is just grab the photo and cut out parts of this. It really comes down to like being creative about how you go about things, because sometimes it won't look right, or it'll just be really weird or skewed, or you won't be able to get the kind of clear thing that you want, so you'll have to look up resources. So let's just walk through the basic controls of paint.net so that you can start doing this kind of stuff. Oh, you can also look up like decals and stuff from model kits. So let's say just search up VFA 41 decals. You'll get a lot of these resources, which give you a bunch of stencils and stuff. A lot of them won't be high res, but sometimes you'll get things like this. Very low res, but these are decal sheets. Sometimes they're high res, so you can kind of cut out some of these. It's very useful sometimes. So let's just grab one of these sheets and just save image as, save it to your decal, save it to, okay, so I have a dedicated folder to decals. It's on my desktop, and as you can see, I have a ton of them here. VFA 41 sheet. Right. So you can open paint.net here. File, open. And make sure you name it something memorable so that you don't forget what you're opening. So here we can start going at it. This magic wand tool, it will select all of the pixels that the computer thinks it relates to. It will choose pixels around it that it thinks are the same color and stand out against a different color. So this allows it to select things like this. If it thinks it connects, then it will grab it. Sometimes it can be super rough, and since this is white and this is black, since it's a very different color, it won't select this. So you can grab the magic wand tool and you can shift click, which will select multiple other things. There's also a lot of tutorials, and you can find a lot of help on the Discord too. So let's say you want to import your decal that you just made. Go to create once again. Go to decals. Click browse. Go to your folder where you save your decals. Or just find the image wherever you put it. And upload whatever you want. So let's just upload the sheet for no reason. You click open, it will give you the chance to name it, and then just name it and click upload. So let's say you wanted to add this GM, right? Copy this, go into Insignia tab, click it, open it. This is in no way teaching you how to make a skin. This is in no way realistic. This is just like showing you how to do things. Okay, so the values here, the 0.1, the 5, and the 5, that's how much it's moving it. So this is moving 0.1 studs. Everything in Neo Warfare X is scaled down, so it's super small. So usually to get fine adjustment, you'd make this 0.0001. And this gives you super fine movement, which is very nice. Okay, so we'll just rotate this. Make sure it's like 90 degrees, as much as you can. And then just rotate this and put it in put it at an angle that matches the... Okay, so editing note, when you're making a skin, you want this decal or whatever decal you're using to perfectly match the angle of the surface you're putting it on. And also you can look up resources like you can find textures on like textures.com, Pixabay. You can cut these out. There's also like some transparent ones. You can also look up like Roblox decal, US flag, and like find decals that are like this. A lot of the times will be like low res or something, but if you're really desperate, you can go grab that. Usually I like to do it by big increments first and then finally adjust it. This allows me to get things done faster, and when I really need to use the fine adjustment, then I can. So I messed this up because my mouse keeps right clicking, but that's besides the point. Okay, so you'll see a bunch of terms being thrown around, like wrapping and paneling. Let's talk about paneling first. So if you open like an image of an F-18, this one's very pristine. But with F-18s that are worn down, you'll see these lines. And these lines are panel lines. This is where like parts of this basically all of the opening and closing and connectable parts of the aircraft were made. And also where pieces of the aircraft were welded or screwed together. I don't really know. But all you need to know is that it creates these dark lines that people really like because it adds a really nice bit of detail. So as you can see, this image is not loading. So as you can see, there's some very thin, not very noticeable lines, but it's there. And that's what people like to put on their aircraft. I don't personally do it, since a lot of the times it can float and look weird. And I don't suggest it if you're starting out. If you're starting out, I suggest that you start with something small, and then as you get familiarized with the way the system works and with using these programs, you can move on to more advanced stuff. Let's move on to wrapping. Wrapping is when you split up a decal into a lot of tiny parts to make it look smooth around a curved edge. So say, for example, I wanted to put a decal on this nose right here. As you can see, it's very bent, very curved. And that means if I put a decal on there, it'll start to float. Let me give you an example. Let's resize this, make this 3 and 2. or 1.5 since that looks better. As you can see, it starts to float off on the edges here. That'll look really bad on if you're trying to make like a realistic looking skin. Floating decals are very unappealing. So what people will do is they would cut up their decals and do a thing called wrapping. This is where you split up your decal into a lot of pieces and then kind of rotate each piece to make it kind of fit around the nose. Of course, most if not all of the time, it will be imperfect. Another note, I said only the nose. I meant to say make it fit around whatever surface that you're putting it on. So yeah, just a correction. There will be pieces that jut out, pieces that look weird, or there will just be kind of rough pieces in between. I had an example of this, but I deleted my skin, so it's a big F, I guess. But that's pretty much all there is to it. And before the video ends, here's a final note. When you're making a skin, it will take a lot of time. It will take a lot of effort. So just, if you're really determined, keep pushing at the skin you're making. Because at points, you will feel like it looks bad or it isn't to like your standards. You just have to work around it and restart that part of your skin. Just don't give up when you're making a skin. It takes a lot of effort to make one. Some people have spent weeks upon weeks on their skin only for them to be deleted after a new update. It hurts to make a skin, but honestly, it pays off in the end. So, yeah. There's another tutorial in the Discord called, let's see here. A noob's guide to MFSX community. There's a video up here that shows you how to use the insignia system a bit more. So you can go watch this if this doesn't get the point across, but that should be all you need to know. Have a good day.